Good morning, children. How are you today? I hope you are enjoying yourselves learning through these online classes and have completed the worksheets that have been given. So let's continue with Science Lesson 1, Part 3, Food are Fuel. And this part we will be learning about good habits. But let's do a quick recap of the concepts learned in the previous class. We learned about protective foods. Those are vitamins and minerals as well as water and fiber. Let us now proceed with good food habits. So, what are good food habits? They are the ways in which people obtain, cook, store, use and discard food. Let us look at this. How do food habits affect my body? Well, good food habits make sure we lead healthy lives. Whereas if you do not have good food habits, then they carry harmful substances into our body. Let us look at some good food habits and safety precautions that we must use while handling food. Wash your hands. You need to wash your hands before handling food. Clean the food well. Always make sure that the food that you are going to eat or you're going to cook is washed well, and make sure you use vinegar and water mixture to wash them. Also, always buy and use fresh food, especially with regards to fruits and vegetables. We also need to store food properly. Storage is very important in handling food. And the last one is regularly clean the kitchen. That is the area in which we cook food as well as the vessels that we cook food in. This is to make sure that the area is free of dust, germs as well as pests like cockroaches and rats. So, if we do not handle food properly, it leads to unclean and unsafe food. Remember, food is not only nutritious for us, but also for germs, and it gets spoiled when germs grow on it. Most germs grow in a warm environment, and that is why food needs to be stored in a cold place to ensure that the growth of germs is stopped or reduced. So, the germs that grow on this food, unclean and unsafe food, which is consumed by us, enters our body, and that leads to illnesses like stomach aches, vomiting and diarrhea. Now, what is diarrhea? Diarrhea is a condition where you suffer from watery or loose stools. To avoid suffering from such illnesses, it is important to handle food properly as well as store food properly. Storing of food. How does it help us? It saves food from getting spoiled or wasted. We need to store food in clean containers and also consume the food within a short span of time. We need to store food in cold places, as I mentioned earlier, that it slows down or prevents the growth of germs. So what is the cold place most of us store food in? Yes, it is the refrigerator. So we need to store food properly in clean containers and in cold places. So apart from storage of food, packaging of food also plays an important part in food handling. So what is packaging of food? Packaging is essential for preserving the food quality, minimizing the wastage of food as well as reducing the preservatives in the food. Now, how is packaging important to us? It is important because it gives us important information about what the contents of the packet are. It gives us advice on where and how to store the food, as well as it gives us the expiry date. The expiry date is a date before which the food has to be consumed. So it is very important to check all of this information which is available on the package of a food item. However, on the other hand, fresh food like fruits and vegetables are not packaged. The next important aspect is the wastage of food. We all know that wasting food is not a good habit, but 1/3 of the food produced in the world goes to waste every day. Now, what are the reasons of wastage of food? Bad weather conditions where the crops get spoiled. Insects affect the crops and that is why we don't have a good harvest. Improper storage and packaging of food as we just discussed, and cooking of excessive quantities of food leads to the wastage of food. Next we have the people who deal with food, nutrition and safety. First, we have the nutritionist. A nutritionist plans and designs nutritious meals for people according to their needs. They work in hospitals or clinics. Moving on, we have the food safety analyst. This person makes sure that the food that we consume is safe and does not contain any harmful substances. They also make sure that the food that we buy in packages are following the safety rules of the food industry. Next, we have the pet nutritionist. The pet nutritionist also designs meals that are good for the health of your pets. They work with the pet companies and also with the veterinary clinics. Now, with this, we come to the end of this lesson. Let's do a quick recap of what we have learned in today's session. We learned about good food habits, safety precautions while handling food, unclean and unsafe food, storage of food, packaging of food, wastage of food, and also about the people who deal with food, nutrition and safety. In the next class, we will do a complete recap of the lesson and revise all the concepts that we have learned. We will discuss the answers of the worksheets that have been uploaded. So please make sure that you complete all the 3 worksheets so that we can discuss the answers in the next class. And also, we will be sharing written notes for you to learn the lesson. Thank you and have a nice day.